Good morning. Good morning. Happy June, everybody. It's Diane Covington. It's Wednesday. I've got an idea that if you feel like you don't have a purpose for June, like maybe you're too far from your goal or you're not sure what your goal is or you just need to get into action, I'm going to share with you an idea because sometimes when we have a cause behind us, like I lost my sister 15 years to chemotherapy, or to chemotherapy. I wish I lost her to chemotherapy. I lost her to cancer. So when I was in the community putting together chemo care packages, it was very easy for me to get a lot of companies to buy gifts for the chemo care packages because I'm so passionate about it because I lost my sister. Not that it has to be something that traumatic or that significant, but I want to share with you an idea. So how many of you remember back in the day of a walkathon? We used to do this in elementary school. We'd go to the neighbors or we'd knock on doors, and I think it all went to like either muscular dystrophy or March of Dimes or something. And what we would do is we'd get sponsors. So I'd go to the neighbor and she'd say, oh, I'll sponsor you for 25 cents a lap. And if I walked 8 laps, she'd give me $2, right, toward this cause. She didn't give it to me, but she gave it to me toward this cause. So I just started thinking, so what if we made a commitment? So let's just say you commit to doing 20 new faces in June, okay? And you call your mother-in-law or your mom and you say, Mom, I'm doing this face-a-thon thing and I want to donate half of all my sales or 50% of my profit, which is a quarter of your sales or whatever dollar amount you want to whatever, the Mary Kay Foundation or to a friend that's going through chemo or to a cause, domestic violence shelter, whatever. And would you sponsor me? And then say to her, my goal is 20 faces. So if you sponsored me for $1 a face, that would be a $20 donation toward my cause. And she'd say, okay, I'll sponsor you for $1. Or she might say, well, I'll sponsor you for $2. And it's like, okay, so when you do 20 faces, that would generate you $40. Okay, does this make sense? So my thought was is that let's say you've got 10 supportive people in your life that are not local to you, that are not able to throw a party for you, or maybe they could still throw a party for you, but they're willing to help you with this face-a-thon thing. So let's say you've got a total of $10 per face from outside sources. Maybe your father-in-law says, yeah, I'll sponsor you $5 a face, or I'll sponsor you $3 a face. Now, if you're giving the money to the Mary Kay Foundation, you could actually have them make the check to the Mary Kay Foundation and they could tax write it off. The fun thing about giving you money is that you can take half of that money and buy inventory and take the other half and put it towards your cause. Does that make sense? And that inventory would go toward the cause. So let's just say my mother-in-law gives me $2 per face, my sister-in-law gives me $2 per face, and my best friend gives me $2 per face. That means I'm getting $6 per face. Okay, we'll make it 10 because it's easier math. So let's say I get enough money that people are donating $10 per face, you know. Then what I do is when I do faces, for every face I do, I'm going to receive $10. Now, you could take like I said, the whole $10 per face. You do 4 faces at a party, that's $40, okay? You then take that $40 and you contribute it all to the cause, whatever your cause is. You could even donate a percentage of your sales. But if you've got somebody helping you with the cause, you could then profit more from your sales. Does that make sense? So if I'm getting $10 a face, I don't want to make this, I think I'm making this confusing and I don't mean to. If you're donating $10 per face to, let's just say, the Mary Kay Charitable Foundation, okay? Then what happens is, then you could even say, and 25% of my profits will also go toward the Mary Kay Foundation. Or 25% of my profits will go to the local oncology company or whatever you're doing. You could then take that percentage and buy product and donate all the product. Does that make sense? It just gives you a way for your family and friends to participate in something bigger than you. It gives them a reason to cheer you on, and it also motivates you. You're not going to say to your family, my goal is 20 faces and this is what I'm doing, and then you don't do it. Your family's not going to go with that. They're going to constantly ask you and say, hey, how many faces have you done? So it'll keep you on track. And you can ask people, say, who do you know whose face I could do because I'm in a challenge this month? And let them know you're raising money for the Mary Kay Foundation. So the point of it is sometimes it's more fun, more motivating to do something that has a cause for someone else. I have always found for myself that is absolutely true. It makes me push through. And if my goal was 10 faces or 30 faces I would say to people, oh my gosh, I'm only 9 faces away from my goal. Who could you bring? Do you know anybody who, and just give them some do you know anybody who loves Disney? I'm looking for anybody who's got teenage kids. I'm looking for a teacher. I'm looking for somebody who's a dog mom. I'm looking for whatever. So these are all ways for you to network, ways for you to expand your clientele and to continue to grow your business. I hope you guys like this idea. I'm doing it myself, and what I'm doing is all the money that I'm collecting per face is 100% of it's going to go to the local. What I'm doing actually is I've got a consultant going through chemotherapy for the 4th time, so I'm actually going to donate all that money to her, and I'm going to let them know that 100% of their donation is going to her, because I was going to do a percentage of my sales. So I will still do a percentage of my sales, but probably a smaller percentage, because I'm going to give her all that money. And if I can get $10 per face, and I'm absolutely 1,000% committed to 30 faces, that's $300 right off the top that I can mail her in a check to say, here, that'll help with some household expenses or groceries or whatever. All right, you guys, have a fabulous Wednesday and happy June.